life insurance, and much, much more. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Plan 2022. So, what we want to do today is give you some tips and some gems to start your year off right on a positive note on the financial side. And to help me out with that, I have a few of my friends. We have, for the first time, Miss Epiphany, who is going to be going through and giving us some crypto gems. We have the returning man of the hour, Mr. Jamal, who's going to give us some banking and lending advice on what we could be looking forward to in the coming year. And last but certainly not least, we have Miss Letitia, who will be helping us out with some life insurance gems and making sure that we're able to protect our assets. So first and foremost, I want to thank you all for taking the time to come out today. I appreciate it. And the To The Moon community is very, very, very thankful to have you guys. How are you guys doing today?
Great, grateful to be here.
That's good, that's good.
I'm warm.
Warm, I heard that. I heard that. It's definitely a little cold out there. Speaking of it being cold, it's a little cold on that crypto market too, Miss Piv. Would you agree? Would you agree?
We slide, but we surviving. I mean, that's the market. There's ups, there's downs, but the strong survive. So we gonna survive.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good point. So starting with the crypto market, what would you say, I guess, in your expert advice, would be just some of the things, again, that people that maybe are new to the market want to keep in mind for this year? Are there any new cryptos that you're excited about? What kind of tidbits would you have for us?
Well, I mean, just for people who just starting out, some people are still just trying to wrap their hand around, like, what is cryptocurrency? What does crypto do? Crypto is evolving faster than anything I've ever seen before financially in my life. But just to give the basics, cryptocurrency, you hear what it is in the word currency, right? It's an electronic form of payment for different services or to buy different products, but it's also an amazing investment tool. And the beauty of crypto is it is decentralized finances. And what does that mean? That means cut the middleman out. You know, we're used to traditional banking where you go to the bank, you deposit your money there. They know what you have in the bank. They do whatever they want to do with your money behind closed doors, what a lot of us don't even know about. And then when you want to take your money out, you got to get permission. When you want to send your money to your family that's overseas, you have to ask them, and then they charge on your money. What crypto is saying is, let's eliminate all of this. If I got the money and you got the money, let me send you the money. If I got the money and you have something that I need to purchase, let me send it to you. And we can have our own financial records, right? Because essentially that's what the bank is providing. An itemized financial record of this money came from here and it went to there. Listen, we can handle all of that ourselves. We don't need this middleman or this asset to do it for us. We can do it for ourselves. So that's really what crypto was created for. And it's just what's next. You know what I mean? It's what's next. And people just need to get ready for it. It's here. It's going to be an amazing tool. It's going to be an amazing investment. And hop on it. You know, like so many people are, don't get on the train. Everybody doing it. We on the train. I'm in the front of the train, back of the train, the middle. Get on it.
No, that's definitely. I appreciate that. Definitely a lot of good nuggets in there explaining what crypto is. So if you haven't had that understanding or had that knowledge base, definitely tune in to the moon so we can keep giving you some info on it. So I appreciate that. Now you did say something that kind of caught my eye, and if you've been watching To The Moon, you heard Jamal even kind of talk about the different things that the bank does, you know, with our money when we putting it in those accounts. So with that in mind, Jamal, can you kind of just give us that mindset of the bank as an institution, and then also if you have some nuggets for us for 2022, what should we be using the bank for this year?
Okay, we have to keep in mind that a bank is for profit. That's not for you. They're for profit. Okay. So the thing is, they have to make money. They have shareholders they report to, and so everything they do, like you see, the rates are starting to rise up. Interest rates are rising. So if you're trying to get a house, you want to talk to Miss Brittany right now before them rates go up. I'm just putting that plug out there now because it's coming. But the rates are going up. So the interest rates they charge for you to borrow money is going up. But the savings account interest rates going up about this much, maybe even less. So you're not making no money from the bank. So you just have to put enough money in the bank to show that you got income, to show that you got enough to whatever you're trying to do. But no more money than that. You want to get into crypto. You want to get into an investments with that because it's a losing battle for you. And then like she said, you got to ask permission to get your money over a certain amount. You got to report to the IRS you get out the money a certain amount. You want to do a cashier's check of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. You got to fill out a form with the Fed. So it's a lot that goes into it, a lot of controls in there. And the thing is, they don't want us to take the control back for ourselves, especially us. And as black people, we've been discriminated against for so long, and they continue telling us that that's over, but it's not, because you may have a black face in front of you that's taking your loan or application, doing this for you, but it's an underwriter out in let's say Booney Falls somewhere that's looking over there. They're gonna look at your zip code and look at you. They're gonna question how you make this much money. What do? You gotta be selling dope. So they're gonna put all these extra things on you they wouldn't put on Jim Smith from 125 Main Street. They wouldn't do that to him. So it's still that discriminatory things going on. So we have to just work together as our own, get our own bank, do our own thing, and we can invest in one another. That's my main thing is, make the bank work for you because they definitely not working for you.
All right, that's a good tip. So 2022, make the bank work for you. And then really quick, I'll chime in just because both of you really touched on things as far as with the stock market, right? 2022 came with a vengeance with just the market. So as far as planning and what should you be doing this year, right? Well, it seems as though with our great run with tech, right? Everything tech was just killing it for the last couple of years. As far as this year goes, there's not as much, cash flow that there was maybe even last year. And so with that, with talks of inflation, it's causing the market to be a little unsettled. So where do you go, right? When what you thought was a for sure thing turns out to be a little shaky. One, don't panic, right? If you bought a good quality company, that good quality company is going to be a good quality company. I know Apple took a bit of a slide. I know Amazon, Microsoft, they all took a little bit of a slide. We'll just say that to be friendly. But those companies are going to be around. If I were to ask you right now, if Apple closed, would the world be okay? The answer is probably no. If Microsoft went away, how would schools work? How would Microsoft Office work? So I definitely understand the concern when we're watching dips, but then we also want to understand what our plans are and understand not to panic. So that's the first advice. It's not to panic if you have quality. The second bit of advice there is to diversify. When tech is down, there are other sectors that you can look to. Energy sector, oil, definitely hot, industrials. So you want to kind of look in those areas should you maybe run into a bit of a log jam throughout the year on the tech side. And also keep in mind that when the market bottoms, those are the best entries, right? So, right now you're able to get a really good deal on Microsoft, a really good deal on Facebook, right? So take advantage of that. Don't allow the market to put so much fear in your heart that you kind of scared away the things that you know are going to be here. You know what I mean? So that is what I definitely want you to have in mind as it pertains to the stock market in 2022. Now, you done made all of this money, right? Or you working to get all of this money. The last thing you want to do is not have a plan for those funds should something happen to you. And so in terms of being able to protect your assets, Miss Letitia, can you help us out to speak to life insurance? I know we kind of associate life insurance to maybe doom and gloom, but there are more benefits to life insurance than just it being something that is passed on. So can you maybe give us a little bit of game, a little gems on?
Yeah, so I like to think of life insurance as life assurance. So you're assuring things that you're growing while you're living and creating these businesses or assets for you to thrive and for your families to thrive. So one of the things that I really try to work with my clients is to really teach them that when you are expanding your portfolio, you are investing in the stock market, though there's a risk. We just talked about that volatility of the stock market. We just talked about the bank interest rates not being high enough for you to really gain, money in a savings account. Life insurance is actually a way for you to leverage that and save money at a higher interest rate that you can pull from through whole life insurance. And so I really try to encourage clients and people in the public to really research life insurance and life insurance companies, because not all of them are the same. And so when we talk about that cash value, the living benefits, when you purchase a whole life insurance plan, you're really are saving money at a 5%, at least 5% interest rate. And so on top of that, some policies, when you purchase a $100,000 life insurance policy, some of those, if it's a whole life, that death benefit that goes to your family, that $100,000, the longer you have the policy, it grows too. So you don't end with $100,000, you might end with $200, $300, depending on how long that you have that policy. So it's a lot to life insurance. There's different riders that you can purchase. You can purchase life insurance on your children as a way to grow their assets and their savings. I like to think of it as a bank, a personalized bank. So you are, instead of taking a loan from the bank, you are loaning from yourself when you use that cash value. And a lot of people are like, no, well, you get interest rate charges on it. But the money that you take out stays in the account like it's never left. And so you're still growing in it at that 5% versus taking $20,000 out and you're losing $20,000 and it's growing at that lower level. So this is a long-term plan. This is not a get rich quick. So I think I posted on social media the other day. I know a couple people follow Earn Your Leisure. And they talked about 2030. Your 2030 is really going to be determined by 2022. So if you think about that in 7 years, if you purchase a whole life policy, that is really going to grow and you can start to pull out of it 7 to 10 years. You will see that those rates really start to fluctuate and come in at a higher compounded interest. So, and then there's term, right? So there's people that think, okay, don't buy whole life, it's too expensive. Invest in the stock market instead, which is fine. It really depends on how much money that you're bringing in. I would never tell somebody to purchase a whole life policy if they just don't have the funds to really do it. So it's more so about what's best for your financial situation and your families. Term is cheaper. You could get 10, 20 year policies. Some insurance companies offer to your 80, so you can buy a term all the way to your 80 years old. But the thing is, term will get more expensive every time it has to, as your age increases. So if you buy a 10 or 20 year policy, once that lapses, you purchase another one, it's going to be more expensive because it's going to be at your age. So one thing that I've noticed while I've been in this industry is that people wait too long. So I've seen clients younger than me that have had breast cancer, colon cancer, diabetes, and have been declined for life insurance. And so when I say do your research, because not all life insurance pays out when the person dies. They could say, oh, this was not in our guidelines for filing claims. Educate your family on how to file a claim once you pass away. But really, my biggest thing is while you're building these assets, which you're also creating liabilities. I know for my children, I don't want my assets to ever be a liability for them. So I have a life insurance policy, they have life insurance policies, and I'm, passing assets, not liabilities. So
yeah, that's good. That's a lot of Jim. Thank you. Thank you for that. That is a mouthful. A lot of nuggets, and definitely if you haven't had that conversation with family, and maybe you're interested in kind of getting more information about life insurance, please reach out to Miss Letitia so that she can help you out on that journey. So we went around the room and we kind of gave some tips, and again, we appreciate the time that everyone has had. So as we're wrapping up, are there any last things that you want to just kind of leave with the people for 2022 to make sure that they're staying on top of?
Yeah, I'll start. For all my crypto people who are in the game, people who are joining, people who are learning, lose your emotional attachment with money. In order to be successful, I feel like in any area of the stock market, crypto, you have to understand that you will gain and you will also lose. If you're so emotionally attached to money, when you lose, you'll have this like a breakup. Oh man, it's gone. I need my money back. I can't take it. Man, I don't watch my account go from here to climb back up to there. You got to feel the same about it every time. You know what I mean? If it was easy and it was only in profit, it wouldn't even exist, right? So it's part of it. And if you really look at statistics and study, it will show. As soon as it start dipping, people are selling off, not even in profit. But those who play the game usually succeed. So stick with it, hold it out. You see that money go down, it's okay, it'll go back up eventually, hopefully.
Sure.
But you have to lose your emotional attachment with it, or you'll never live it out.
Sure, that's definitely a good gem. Maud, got anything that you want to leave the people with?
This is something I work with my clients on before we even get started as far as what we're going to do together. What are your goals? I can't base my goals on epiphany goals or the teacher goals. They got to be specific to me.
Yeah.
I may not want to get in crypto or I need to do something that's specific to me.
Yeah.
What do I want to accomplish? Put it down on paper so you have something to shoot for. You may have a 30-day goal, then a 6-month goal, then a 1-year goal, and a long-term goal, but have some goals.
Right.
What it is that you want to do? What is it you want to accomplish? You can't just get up every day and say, here we go.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have something that you're shooting for. If you ain't shooting for that, you might as well die.
We don't want them to die.
I'm just keeping it real because I'm just keeping it real though because you're not living.
Yeah, I get what
you know. You gotta have a purpose to what you're doing. If you ain't got no purpose to what you're doing, why are you even doing?
Absolutely.
You just the walking dead. You a zombie.
I feel you. Definitely. So definitely. No, I definitely get the point. You know, find something that you can latch on to, that you can believe in. You know, whether it is the stock market, whether it's real estate, life insurance. There's things out here that your money can work for you. So you don't have to always trade your time for your money. There is a way that you can make this happen for yourself. So definitely get with someone and start some sort of plan. Ms. Tish, if you want to leave us with something.
I think my parting advice would be to really let go of the doom and gloom of life insurance. And that is, to me, when you think of generational wealth, and if you care about generational wealth and leaving, finances and creating that asset for your family, is to purchase life insurance, because it's gonna pay out way more than what you put into it. And so everybody thinks of it like a bill, and instead of it thinking of it like that, it's just think of it as you're paying into something that's going to bring $500,000, $1 million, $2 million to your family that you might pay, $100,000 or less over your lifetime for it. So the return on that investment is a lot greater. And so, and it's, like I said, it's one of the easiest ways to build generational wealth.
Absolutely. We do thank you for your time. That is all the time that we have today. As always, we want you to be safe, be smart, and be dangerous. Till next time, to the moon. It's your boy, Trading with Trav, and you are now tuned into a new episode of To the Moon. And on To the Moon, we talk about an array of financial topics. We talk about the real estate